We would like to welcome Gideon Whitehead, who is our guest artist this evening for the Grand Rapids Community College International Guitar Series. And as I mentioned to you, Gideon had been a student here for several years. From the time he was in high school, he stayed a year after he finished high school, and then went to Cleveland Institute of Music, and is now at Curtis Institute of Music, and now in the process of looking for a graduate school. I know you auditioned at Peabody.
Yep, for the doctoral program.
The other day, and also you were also auditioning at Manhattan School of Music.
Yes, the Manhattan School.
And so he's really, I'm really thankful he's here. First of all, you're going to hear he's a fantastic player and teacher, and you're going to get a lot of benefit that way. But also, I think he's a good resource for you all in what's possible for somebody from Grand Rapids Community College to do. Of course, now Gideon was already quite a player when he came. He was some students he could play quite a bit, but he's really done a lot with his skills and his talent. He's developed them, and I'm really proud of him myself to say he was a student here, and to have him back is really wonderful. And I know I hope it's a really great opportunity for you all. And I think you're going to learn a lot today. So thank you, Gideon, for being here.
Thank you. So, who's first?
Should we have somebody play? Who would like to be first?
First victim.
Okay, Jay.
Do you have a score and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
You need your footstool, Jay?
Oh, yes, please.
You have a tune up from that beat.
I think, yes, I do. I will do that.
What are we hearing today?
The aria.
Aria?
That's the first piece.
First piece this year. Okay, excellent. Do you need the music?
Yeah,
Okay.
just in case. Get myself comfortable.
Take your time. And you're gonna kind of watch the clock for us and just.
I'll watch the clock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Just did fine this morning.
That's great. Great job. Great job. Yeah. It sounds very good. The right hand I think looks great, and you're getting a really good sound of the instrument. That's excellent. So what I'd like to talk to you about is just a couple of different things. The left hand. First of all, I think we can kind of change the playing position slightly. Change a couple things around that'll give you a hand. Particularly with whereas this chord here, it's kind of an awkward chord with the 1, 4, 3. So if you can you play again from the beginning for me? Yeah, okay. Play the first chord again. Yeah. Why don't you take a look at your left hand for me? So right now what you have is like, here's the neck of the guitar, and your left hand is kind of angled out like this. I'm exaggerating, obviously. But what will kind of make things a little easier for you is if you can have the left hand, think of it, this line of the palm of the hand being parallel to the neck of the guitar. Yeah, just like that. So what that does is it allows easier accessibility for your pinky, which is the smallest finger, just to reach the notes that it needs to reach. Okay. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. So and another thing that's gonna help that a little bit is if you actually have the thumb, I think, back a little bit farther. Yeah, just like that. Think of it having more along the middle of the neck. Okay. You guys try it again, huh? Okay, good. Let's take a look at that shift. Okay. So go ahead and go from just the fourth chord note here to that chord. Okay. Yep, so the E, C, E. Yep, and then just make the shift. Okay, good. So now what I want you to do is try this for me. Why don't you play this chord, and then pause. Think about where you're going to go, kind of trace the pattern of where you're going in your mind, and then move. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Why don't you wait a little bit longer before you move. Just think about it for a second longer. Yep. So what happened both of those times was these two fingers, the 2 and 3 didn't stretch out enough, so you hit only 1 fret above rather than 2 frets above, right? Mm-hmm. So can you try that again? Think of 2 and 3 going a little bit farther. Yes, very good. That was good. That was very good. All right. So then let's actually. Can we maybe try? Did you change this fingering here, or was that something that I don't need to? Yeah, simply maybe try the other fingering for a second. Maybe see how the 3 and 4 works. So it's always good. What I find in learning a piece, and this goes I think for everything that I learn at different times, I'll change things. So one time when I first learned the piece, I might try the written in fingering, and then I'll change it. And then later on, when I'm continuing to work on the piece, I'll change it back or change it to something completely different. I think it's always good to be open to different options and open to different options at different times as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't you just try that for a second? So I think you can get either one. Good. Yeah.
Actually, I haven't played this way in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So then the problem with this one lies in shifting to this chord. Yeah. So maybe take some time to reconsider this passage a little bit and see. Just experiment with both ways, and maybe with your teacher as well. Just kind of look over things and see which is going to be the trickier thing to get from this to the 1, 2, 3 fingering, or from the 1, 3, 4 fingering to this here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so another thing that I'd like to talk about. You had a long pause before you started playing. What was going through your mind there?
I guess I was just nervous because I've never played in a master class.
Okay.
And I just met you, so I was just kind of nervous.
Yeah. All right.
It just kind of threw me off a bit, and I was just.
Okay, yeah. So were you thinking about your nerves, or were you nervous about the piece? Like, oh, am I going to be able to make these shifts, or what was?
I think what I was thinking there was just don't mess up.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, good. So this is actually, you know, playing any instrument, playing the guitar, any instrument is always a learning process. So you always, I mean, I've been playing for a long time, but even I'm still learning, and I'm always going to be learning as long as I have the guitar in my hands.
Yeah.
At least hopefully, that's the idea anyway, to continually progress. So one thing that I'm kind of learning right now that I've been implementing even just in the past few weeks is before you start a piece. So you sit there, you're ready to go. And what you do is you sing through the first bar or the first 2 bars or even the first 4 bars of the piece before you start playing. Okay? So that's, and what that does is it allows you just to get a feel. It's almost as if you've already played through the piece. You know, when you sing through in your head and finger through even, like think about how the fingerings go. You know, in your head before you start playing, and that just kind of gives you sort of a head start on the performance. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and actually, I was we had in the studio class at Curtis here a couple of weeks ago. One of my fellow students there mentioned. He said that they say that Andres Segovia, anytime he started a piece, he was already 16 bars into the piece. In other words, he had already, you know, gone through in his mind and played through those first 16 bars. So it's just nothing to start that way, you know, and it really sets the tone for it. So can you try that for me? Can you try and just sit there, visualize, and hear it in your head, the first bar before you start playing? Actually, I take that back. Visualize all the way up to here, these 2 difficult shifts, okay? Okay, good. How did that feel?
Actually, it's kind of relaxing.
Yeah, did it feel a little better? It sounded. I thought that went much better. And let's talk about this shift too. Okay, so this is something that you can kind of apply to everything anytime you perform. You know, performing solo anyway. I mean, you know, an ensemble it might be a little harder. Do you guys still have the guitar ensemble here?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah. I had a blast doing that when I was here. But it's kind of weird to be back in this room again.
Actually, I was thinking about you because we were playing some of the pieces that you
Like
played.
the Rameau or something like that, or
We're playing the Machado, the
Yeah.
Brazilian, because I think the last time I played that you were. a
oh, was
student.
that the
Yeah.
last time? Okay, yeah. I
And then they're doing it too.
Yeah, that's great. Fun story.
Because I was thinking if you heard it, she's going to think I play the same pieces every
Yeah.
year.
No, we had fun rep when I was here. It was good. Yeah. Okay, enough reminiscing. So let's get back to this. So that's 2 things. Just a general technique thing in the left hand, thinking about having the hand parallel, okay, to the neck of the guitar.
Instead of at an angle.
Yeah, instead of at an angle. So what that does is it just allows for easy accessibility for all of the fingers to any notes that you need to play. Okay. And again, also what's going to help that is having the thumb in the middle of the back of the neck, not wrapping around the top at all. Yeah. And then again, like we just went over, visualizing and sort of just going through the first couple of bars, okay, before you start playing. All right. And there's another thing that I want to talk about here. You talked much about preparing the fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something I think we could do a little bit more with. So why don't we take a look? Just start at this chord here, and then we're going to go to this chord. Okay. Now freeze. Don't move. Don't move. Where's your pinky? No, where was your
It was.
pinky? Yeah, exactly. So that's if you think about it, if your pinky has to move and get around the neck of the guitar and then get up over, how long is it going to take for it to do that?
It'd take longer. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Whereas if you have your pinky, when you're playing this chord, if you have it floating right here, how far does it have to move? Yeah. So you're gonna try
Bad
that a
habits I
couple
don't
times.
notice.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Yes, good. Good. Okay, good. And now what we have here is the third finger is dragging on the string, so you have da da. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you try it again? Yeah, that. So can you then move the fingers just a little more quickly to the next spot so that you don't have that anticipation of the G sharp.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So then here, can I borrow the guitar? So just like this. So sorry, my nails are really bad right now. Does that make sense? Rather than that. Can you try it again? Okay, good. That was very good. That was excellent. That was the best one. What'd you think?
I liked it.
Yeah? You like it? You like it? I like it. Why don't you try it again? It's a little, yeah. Okay, good. Now, another thing is also to make sure that the second finger isn't all the way by the fourth fret. So always, okay, so this is always the easiest place to play with the left hand is just like right next to the fret, like right here, okay? If you're in the middle, in between the two frets, it's harder, you have to press down harder to get a clear sound. If you're down here, you're almost never going to get a clear sound. But if you're right by the fret, not on top of it, but just right by it, that's the easiest place that requires the least amount of effort to press down. So if you can think about that in all of your playing, okay, think about being as close to the fret as you can get.
Okay.
So go ahead and try this. Try that again for me. Just the shift here. You have to watch the pinky though. Yeah, good. Yes, that looks great. Yeah, that's very good. Very good. Okay. All right, great. So let's actually kind of continue moving on. How much?
Probably another 10 minutes. With Jake.
Great. All right. So why don't you start right here? So this is where we had a little bit of trouble in here.
Yeah,
right?
I just
So
got nervous there.
Okay. Were you just nervous about memory stuff, or
I think I was just
About-
nervous about playing it right.
playing it right? Okay.
I usually I played this morning and I did just fine on this whole piece
Okay.
twice.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So why don't you try from bar 5 right here? Yeah. And watch the thumb in the left hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, good. Let's look at this here. Let's see what's going on here. I think this is another finger preparation thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you try it again? Okay, try it very slowly, and look at your left hand while you're doing it. Yeah. So let's try it again. Try it even more slowly for me. Try. Yep. Okay, so there's a little bit of insecurity there, right, of where the fingers are going?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not quite sure of where they need to end up, so play this chord. It's the 4 on the C, yeah, good, okay. Now look at where the fingers are, yeah.
I just don't think I ever played this.
Sorry?
I don't think I've ever played it that slow before.
Yeah. So that's another thing. Also, in general, when you're practicing, always as many different tempos, whatever, as you can do. That helps a ton. I mean, pretty much every piece that I play, I'm always, I play them at a variety of tempos, and just to get a feel for it at different speeds, because you notice different things going at a different speed. Okay, in the movement of the fingers, you notice different habits or different movements that you're doing that might not necessarily be the best way or the most efficient way to do it. So why don't you try this again for me very slowly, just like you did it. Okay, good. So one thing that I just noticed is when you're lifting up, you have the index finger, number 1 on the G sharp, right?
Yeah.
When you lift it up, what it does is it goes up like this. Go ahead and put your finger there. Maybe with your finger. It goes up like this and then back down. And I exaggerating, but that's what just happened. So always the goal is to make the movements of the fingers as efficient as possible. Okay, that's like the number one thing that I think about technique-wise in my practice is like, how can I make my fingers more efficient? And you hear the players that are really great at that, like David Russell, Manuel Barreco, these guys, and it's remarkable, like the cleanliness, the clarity that they have in their playing. And also I found that you can hear the effortlessness of their performance. There's some kind of audible difference to it. It's hard to sort of quantify, but like you can hear the difference when it's that effortless as some of these guys play. So always think about economy of motion. Okay, can you try that again for me? Just watch very carefully what your fingers do and see if you can make them travel the least distance possible. Yeah. Okay, try it again. Yep. So the index finger needs to go over a little bit farther. Yeah, and then the third finger. Yeah. Okay, good. Try it again. Yes, that was great. How did that feel?
Felt pretty easy.
I thought that was great because what happened was the fingers went right to where they needed to be. They went from the previous form with 3 and 4 kind of floating in the air, close to where they needed to be in the end, and then the index finger just went straight over from one string to the other. I thought that was great. Do that again, just like you did it. Yep, that was close. Try it again. And can you hold the G sharp down a little bit longer with your index finger? Yep, and there you go. Good. So does that make sense? The economy of the motion? Yeah.
Like, just kind of try to make it easier.
Yes, make it as easy as possible. Move as little as you possibly can.
Okay.
The fingers, you want to have the fingers always close to the fretboard, okay? And also when they're moving from one location to the other, take them the most direct route, okay? Don't if you're moving say from like this with a G sharp to the C, you don't want to have your index finger go out like this and then like come back around.
Yeah.
You want it to just hop over, just like this, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, let's go on here. Yeah, but did you see what happened there where the index finger didn't quite make it over?
Yeah.
Okay, try it again. Yes, that was very good. Yep, and again there, same thing here. When you get to this chord, just now you had the second finger was like way over kind of floating up in the air, rather than already by the B on the fifth string. You know what I mean? Try
Yeah,
it.
kind of.
Try it again from there. Watch what the second finger does when you shift. You see where it is?
Oh, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
here.
Right. If you leave it, if you leave it over there, and go directly from. Can I see your guitar for a second? Sorry. What's the? So you're using it here on the E, right?
Mhm.
What you can do is, as soon as you let up from the E and go to the open D, just have it move here. And don't let it move from there. Rather than where it has to go, travel an entire inch or so, you can make it travel like a centimeter. Less than that. You see what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
It's all about the economy of motion. And I think another thing that's kind of affecting this is independence of the fingers as well. So making sure that, what that means is make sure that when you move one finger, it does not affect what happens in the other fingers.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
really difficult.
That's a difficult thing, yeah. So, go ahead and try this again. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, and I love what you're doing with this section right here, where you're ensuring that these notes last for their entire duration, because that's what this is all about, is the suspensions. Okay, and you're doing a great job of highlighting that. So I really like that a lot. Yeah, sorry, go on here. Just wanted to point that out. Yeah, right here. What happens if you do 2 there instead of 1?
Mhm. So one.
Yeah.
And one's free.
Yeah, 1 is free to get to the F, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's something you consider, is doing the second finger there rather than the first finger.
We probably should move on.
Move on. Okay, yeah. So like I said, the big points is the preparation, the mental preparation before you start playing, not thinking about messing up, not getting nervous about it, but just singing through the first couple of bars in your head. Okay. The left hand, just general, having the hand parallel to the neck. Okay, and then economy of motion with the fingers. And maybe the finger independence is something that you can talk about with your teacher, and I'm sure he'll have some good exercises for you to do to build that up.
Okay.
Yeah, great job. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Who's next?
Next week.
I'll go.
Okay.
Hi, nice to meet you. Raphael.
Adrian.
I'm going to be playing the saraband
Saravan. Yeah.
from back.
Let's let Jay get a seat here. Excuse
I
me.
actually played this piece when I was studying instruments.
Okay. I always get confused, and I call it BMW, but it's BWV.
BWV, yeah.
BMW, no, no, no.
BMW.
Close enough.
Close enough. Yeah, we get the idea. Yeah. Do you want to check a second tune? Did you check your tune?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay.
I'm right.
Great job.
I forgot to repeat that section.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, for the sake of time, we can get down to business here. Okay, great. Very good job. Yeah. I liked this here that you went ahead and went for the low F sharp. I thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, but it's just I've seen so many videos and
Yeah.
this is
Have
what
you
they do.
thought about that?
I just seriously just hurt my wrist so much, so I don't.
Okay.
I guess I
Okay.
could get used to it. But
Yeah. That's something to think about. I like that with the low F sharp
it's
and
just
doing the thumb.
huge leap.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, and actually I think what might help you with that is if you get on a little better place in the thumb, the left-hand thumb. So you were kind of up here, almost by the knuckle. If you're more towards the tip of it, you'll have more range of extension. Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, more up there, yeah. But that's something you can kind of experiment with on your own and see what you come up with. But that'd be cool. I like it. Okay, but let's head back to the beginning here. What is your here I am about fingerings again. I think we could make this a little easier for your left hand. Are you? I noticed, like particularly with the trebles, you don't really have like any open strings in the soprano line. Like you really don't use like any open strings. Is
No.
that
Well,
just the sound of it, or?
I would say so, yeah. Just because, and specifically this guitar. It's a
Okay.
very weird instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Because like some strings will sound good, but then the other string doesn't sound that good when that one sounds good. So I try to like find like the happy medium.
Yeah.
And I thought that usually, when I actually fret a note, it sounds a little bit more stable than just open. I have a lot of like harmonics ringing, and it's
When you play the open strings, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah. See, that's actually I think that could be a cool
Effect.
element of the piece is to have the harmonics ringing. Well, because you think about with the lute, I was actually talking with Richard Stone, who's a really brilliant Baroque lutenist, theorbist, and he was saying that with Baroque lute, with solo performance, they don't actually dampen the bass strings at all. Granted, it's slightly different with the lute than with the guitar because the lute, the strings simply don't vibrate as long as a modern guitar does. So it's not as big a deal to not dampen the strings, but what that does is it gives it a very open sound, almost like almost more like a harp where you have like the sympathetic vibrations of the other strings, or a piano with the pedal down or something like that. You know, so I think that's as far as the aesthetic of it, I think that's totally acceptable to have the harmonics of the other strings ringing, and I think it can produce a really beautiful effect in the piece. So to me, I guess what it comes down to is between like ease of playing and the aesthetic that you want to have come across in the piece. And I would personally, this is me personally, and every player is different, but I personally would go more towards the side of having it be a little bit easier and playing some open strings and figuring out a way to make the open strings sound beautiful. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. All right. So why don't you try from the beginning for me? Okay. Good. And another thing also is super legato, like throughout the whole thing, I think. So like right here, the shift from the C to the G sharp. Yeah, the first time you had it a little bit, there's a little bit of a slide down, almost like a portamento, which also is, that's, yeah, not quite the Baroque style. Yeah, so if you can make that shift a little smoother. Yeah, that's good. And also it's a little bit of a, it's like the shift has to be slow and fast at the same time. Like it has to be very quick and you have to be there, you know, essentially instantaneously, but you can't make it sound like you're playing it really fast, like you're shifting really fast. Does that make sense? And that's something that's hard to get, yeah. It's hard to kind of grasp that you know, it's just something that takes a while. And I think the biggest thing is let your ear be your guide, okay? So listen very carefully to it. When you're playing, listen for separation or listen for the sound of you struggling to get it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can you try that again for me? Just listen very carefully. Okay, how was it that time?
It's rushed, I feel.
Yeah, I think you jumped into the G sharp a little bit. You cut
Yeah,
off the C a little early.
I did, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I also did hear a little bit of the little slide down. Just a hair. Try it again. Yeah, try it again. Yeah, how was that?
No, it's not bad.
I thought it sounded good. Yeah, and it's just a little. It's a pretty simple fix. Like it's kind of hard to grasp the concept in some ways, but like I said, if you let your ear be your guide and let your ear tell your hand what to do, that's going to help you a ton. Okay, so try it again, and continue on this time. Okay, so that right there, like even that fingering. What if you try this for me? Do you have let me grab a pencil. So what about just to try it? This here. So 3, 4, and then on the second string. And then the second string, yeah, with the next string. Yeah, and then the G sharp
That's
with
the
the
G
third
sharp.
finger, with the third finger. Yeah, try that. How's that feel?
It's good.
Something like that. And I think what what it is always the fourth finger in particular is just harder to use because it's tiny and kind of weak and it's a little finger. So what I'm getting at is in your fingerings you should kind of favor the fourth finger. That is not to say just like forget about the fourth finger and just assume that it's always going to be your weakest finger and that it's not that you always have to worry about the fourth finger doing what you want it to do. But simply it is to say always work on the fourth finger and having it strengthened and more accurate. But you can favor it and let it do something that's a little bit easier. Okay?
Yeah.
So right here, what this does is because you're playing the quarter note down here, when you go up here, you have more time to get the fourth finger in place, rather than if you're playing the fourth finger here on the D. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Can you try that again for me with this fingering? And you adjusted that fingering very quickly, which is great. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, from the beginning. How's it feel?
Good.
Because that was the thought.
Yeah, that was I guess easier than that. I didn't mind this one, but this one's like a little bit more open.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
Another reason I think that's a better fingering because it matches the first one. In terms of cross strings.
Which
So the first measure, we play the first fingering. So you start on the cross, and then
Yeah.
the second one is exactly the same. It's
Right.
the same
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
So I think it's better for that reason too.
yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point.
So are you guys talking about like aesthetically, like how it looks?
I'm thinking about the
Or
sound
how it
of it.
sounds, yeah.
It matches the sequence matches a little better that way.
Right. Yeah. And again, it matches this one here as well. What finger? Oh, not quite. But so what you can do here is second string again on the C sharp.
I'm gonna go 1, 4, 2, 1, 2.
So so what you can do here is
Or
4,
4, 3.
4, 3, 1, 2, open. Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely a very good point too. That it matches. Yep. And then again, this here, I think you can also have it just a lower fingering. So that's another thing as well. Is if you've got this melody, in the treble, in the soprano line. Generally, I think you should kind of try to avoid going onto the bass strings at all. Yeah, because that's regardless of the guitar. I mean, I've played some really beautiful instruments. Regardless of the instrument, the bass strings are always going to sound different from the treble strings, unless your D string's like totally dead and 3 months old or something. But then it just doesn't sound good at all. Sorry. But so there's always going to be a different kind of sound to the bass strings. So if you can avoid the bass strings on this melody line, and then save the bass strings for the bass line here. So then same thing. So and then yes,
Something
good.
like that.
Yep.
It seems kind of weird, but I can do it, I guess.
Yeah, let me, sorry, can I yes, just for one second. So I'm see, I'm trying to remember what I... Something like that? Yeah.
2, 1, 3.
So 4, 2, 2, 1, 3. Something
Yeah, that's
like
way
that.
easier.
Or that works too. Yeah. So why don't you try the 2? So 4. Let me write this in. 4, 2, 2, 1, 3, or 2. Or try 4, 2, 1. 4, 2, 1. either one of those I think would work well. And again, that's another thing that matches the aesthetic of these fingers a little bit better and keeps you off of
Of
the very metallic sounding. Yeah. Okay, good. So another thing with this, another thing that I really like to do in my playing is, Mr. Morris might not like me saying this in front of the class, but I don't really do like studies and etudes that much. What I like to do is use the pieces that I'm working on as an etude or a study in themselves. So sorry if
Well, I think there's a case for both.
right, yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I think guitarists tend not to do enough studies.
Right,
We tend
right.
to, you know,
Yeah.
even David Russell says that too.
Yeah.
And so there's a case for both things. But I certainly think you have to make studies out of the pieces you're working on.
Right. So with that, this I think could be kind of a study in extending the left hand. Okay, the range of the left hand, because for some of these fingers, for some of these fingerings, you know, even not even just this one with the thumb, but for some of these, like it's a good opportunity. Like with this one here, if you were to do the 4-2-1, having that 2-fret stretch between 1 and 2 is a good stretching exercise.
This right here?
Yeah. Things like that, you know. So you can think about that in your fingerings as well, as maybe fingering it in such a way that gives you a little bit of a workout. So why don't you try again? Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, that's fine. So
There we go.
4, 3, 1, 2. Very good.
Sorry.
Okay, good. And this one here, what if you were to play the B on the 5th string rather than the 6th string? Yeah. And what that does, play the B on the 5th string, play it on the 6th string. Do that a couple times. Listen. You hear the difference in the color of the sound? Now play the open A. Good. Now play the second part B. Now play the open A and then.
I see it.
Do you hear the difference?
And by see it, I mean here.
Yes, I know what you mean. Okay, very good. No, that's fine. So that's something that also you might want to think about as well is having a similar tone color. Anytime when you're higher up on the neck in the bass strings, it's going to sound different than when you're below the first 5 frets or so. There's going to be a very different sound color, and again, that's something that I've seen on pretty much every guitar that I've played to some extent. Some guitars more than others. So it's more of an issue of the instrument itself, like the guitar in general as an instrument, rather than a specific guitar. Yeah. So something to think about, with regardless of which instrument you're playing. Yeah. Okay, so right here, so what you can do then is actually this similar kind of fingering. So two in the B, and then 3-4. That's going to be on the 2nd string and then the 1st string. So the second finger on the B. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then in the G, and then the index finger, the I. What am I doing? Finger 1.
Oh, I guess this.
And then reach up with 4. And again, that's a good kind of stretching exercise there too. Yeah. Yep, good. And then 4 and 1 on the And then what if you played this E open? What does that sound like? Yep, and then immediately.
It's kind of weird.
So then what you do is you lift up the fourth finger. Not before you play the E, but like the split second after you play the E. Try again. So. Sorry. I have horrible sound right now. Maybe that's not a good thing.
So the open string is so it sounds more like Baroque.
Well, it sounds a little more lutey, yeah, because they're yes, I did just use the word lutey, yes. Because that's another thing with the Baroque lute, like they did not play high up on the neck like we do on the guitar. That's just kind of the way things work. For one thing, they didn't have to because they had a higher strings than we do. Like their strings,
How distant their amount of their strings?
sorry. Well, the Baroque lutes could be anything from like 12 to 15 courses, maybe 16 courses.
It's intense.
Yeah, that's a lot of strings. But always the first like 6 strings were tuned for a solo lute to an open D minor chord.
Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, suffice it to say, open strings in Baroque music are not necessarily a bad thing. It's not like where you're playing like some Spanish romantic, where you want lots of vibrato and it's okay to have a little bit of that open kind of ringy sort of sound. Yeah. All right. Great. So here's the other big thing that I want to talk about. There's the technical stuff, the fingerings. That's something that you can kind of continue to look at. But I think what we've got here might be a nice solution for you. Yeah. So that's something that obviously after I leave, you don't see me again. You can choose to just completely ignore me and say that guy is, or it's helpful for you. I mean, I hope that it's helpful for you. But the other thing that I want to talk about is the phrasing of the piece, and just it's a little choppy right now. Okay, and what I mean by that is like you get to this bar, the F, the quarter note, is longer than an actual quarter note, and then the same thing happens again here. The G sharp is longer, and it's a little. It doesn't have as much forward momentum to it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So can you try again from the beginning and think about the phrasing? Yeah. So I think the note was maybe a little bit on the long side.
Still?
I think so. Let's hear it again.
I was playing super long before then.
It's fine. Just try these two. Or use your other fingering if you need. Okay, good. Now, see, so this is another thing. I think what's really causing what I'm talking about is you're cutting off the F, so it's not connected. Da 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 da. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So you're cutting this off. This should be connected to the A. Okay. And I think what that will allow you to do is to make a whole phrase. So where's the first like real cadence in this?
Like real cadence?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, where it really rests. Yeah. Okay. So we have kind of two 4-bar sort of phrases, but the big phrase is really the first 8 bars, right? Yeah. So what we want to have is a a shape of some kind, whatever that shape is, but a very clear-cut shape to the line. Okay? So, and there are, so this might be a little easier, but. Sorry, I just did the board note thing.
Sounds completely different from
Yeah, so it's very connected, and it's all you can hear that it's all one entity, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. So why don't you go ahead and try it again for me?
We should
And
probably move
Is
on.
it time to move on? Okay,
Mhm.
sorry. But yeah, that's something that you can think about. Just
Perfect.
yeah, the fingerings, the phrasing. Yeah. You get the idea.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, yeah. One other thing I would say is listen to a cello player do this, because this is the third lute suite is the same music as the fifth cello suite by Bach.
Cool beans.
Yeah. So listen to like I don't know Pablo Casals or Yo-Yo Ma or someone play the fifth cello suite.
Definitely Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You want to go next? Oh, who's all playing? Noah? Are you playing Raziel? Okay, so Noah, you're playing too. I guess I didn't know you were playing.
Okay.
So,
I thought Sam was playing.
no, Sam's not playing. Well, can we do 3 minutes? Is that okay?
I'm game for
Just the
whatever.
three of us?
Yeah, we'll have everybody go 3. I'm sorry, I would have made it different if I would. I forgot that you were playing those. But why don't you? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and then Josh and then Raziel. Is that okay? Now, while we're breaking here for a minute, just have a quick question. We could have another master class next month with Ropshan Mamedkuliev, who was the GFA winner in 2012. Would you guys want to do that?
Yeah.
It would be on a Wednesday night. We couldn't do it on Thursday. Is Wednesday okay? How many want to do that if we did it? Raise your, can I see hands? You want to do another master class? Okay. You want to do that? Cody? All right. That's all I wanted to ask.
What's your name?
I'm Noah.
No.
Raphael,
Nice to meet you.
wait to enter him till he's so he's not. No, you can go, but I'm just saying don't come back in until he's done.
Sorry, anything else I'd like to. What is this here?
This is the A-frame.
The
I
A-frame.
guess.
Oh, okay. I've never actually seen an A-frame. I've heard of it.
Look at that.
It's kind of an antique.
It kind of looks like an A.
Kind of. That probably inspired the name, I guess.
Okay. So you're doing.
A lullaby.
Okay. very good. Very well done. Yeah. That's great. I don't actually know the piece at all, so I just kind of want to get a little bit of that.
Yeah. Right.
Can I make one comment?
Mhm.
You've made amazing progress in your left hand since last week.
Thank you. It helps you. I mean, just like this, especially doing this thing.
It's amazing what a difference.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
That's great. Great. I used to do that too, actually. Like
The bar chord thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's from the days of like playing, metal or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the bar chord.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorry. Can you? Just so I can get a little bit of a feel for the piece. Can you play from the beginning for me? It was very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's very nice. One sort of just initial comment with the bar here. If you can have it a little bit more, perpendicular.
Okay.
So like parallel to the fret. So right now you have it a little bit of an angle.
Yeah.
So if you have it like completely,
Okay,
just like that, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you, I think, to
Okay.
get it all. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
How's that feel? I mean, you're doing well with how you're doing it, but I think in the long run this might help a
Okay.
little bit. Just thinking like this.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels more natural
Yeah.
than that. Yeah. That's
Right.
awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's good. And also with the left hand, I think you're leaning a little bit towards the opposite direction. Like a lot of people, tend to wrap the thumb around. You actually have a thumb like kind of far. At least when you're doing the bar chord, it's kind of far down,
Okay.
down on the bottom of the.
Must be in the center.
Yeah. So it really, I mean, obviously that's something that can be adjusted always. And you'll have different shapes for different chords and whatever. But I think as a general rule.
Yeah. I can feel myself wanting to push down and be down here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
good. Try that again.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good. All right. One quick thing here. Can you make the F sharp last a little bit longer?
F sharp.
So the F sharp is a quarter now, right? Yeah. So it should.
Okay.
Yeah. Have it. So what we have here is sort of an appoggiatura. So we want to hear the resolution of that,
Okay.
right? So you have this dissonance here, the E against the F sharp and the C natural against the F sharp, the tritone. We want to hear the resolution to the B and the
Okay,
G.
so it actually stays down. And
Yeah.
goes
Yeah.
and
So
then it
you,
comes up. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So can you try that again for me?
Yeah.
Yes, that was very good. That was very good. Because the other thing that I was going to say you actually fixed already, so that's fine. All right, go ahead and try this bar again.
No, too wrong. Okay.
Yeah, and watch the index finger when it comes off, it doesn't hit the
Make a noise.
closing E, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. So right here, I think you can make a little bit bigger deal of this writ, yeah. And what I would like overall with the piece is it's very nice. You're doing the legato, which is great. One of the hardest things to do on the guitar is to play legato. And one of the things I think overall is just a little bit more phrasing, a little bit more rubato. Okay, so it's like a lullaby, right?
Yeah.
I mean, from the title.
Yes.
So if you think about like a mother singing a lullaby to their child, they're not going to just go la 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 la, just straight at the same dynamic. It's going to be la 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 la.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's a little bit of a lilt to it almost, and just a big dynamic contrast.
Okay.
And you don't have to be completely strict with the rhythm. I'm all about rubato.
Yeah.
Like give and take, and add a little bit here, take a little bit away here.
Okay.
Yeah, try it again.
Okay. Look at a line.
Mm-hmm.
Do some lines, add a line.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And also, this is a habit that guitarists almost always fall into. I had for so long, and still do notice sometimes, rolling every single chord.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I noticed it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Pick your chords that you roll, and all the time. Everybody does this. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen lots of people doing the constantly rolled chords.
Listen to the third movement of the English Suite on my CD.
Is it?
The roll that I'll record. I'm like, why did I record it that way?
Yeah. So this is a trap that everybody falls into, because it's like, it sounds pretty and it's so easy to do, and it's just like, oh, this is nice, I'm strumming and whatever, But use it as a tool.
Okay.
Use it as a tool to like highlight a certain chord,
Yeah.
and don't do it on everything. Yeah. But
Okay.
try it again.
Okay.
If you want to use it on the first chord, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to use it. Yeah, and I think this is a good place to use it. So like this, right here. So like, oh boy, hey, that's the wrong fret. Okay. Sorry. Take time, like all the time in the world,
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
it's like it's really beautiful, yeah, really beautiful. So yeah, like a big roll here, just like really get the juicy. Yeah, bigger than that. Yeah. And you feel the dissonance, and you can even talking of rubato, it's writ, past there, but you can give a little extra weight to that chord. I think,
Okay.
Nothing too crazy, but a little bit extra weight to that chord doesn't hurt to really highlight the dissonance.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and try from the beginning for me.
Okay.
Can you? Also, while you do this, can you try just make a crescendo all the way to here and back off?
We'll see what happens. Yeah. I'll try that.
How's that?
It sounds a lot better.
How did it feel?
Yeah.
Do you like it? You like it? Yeah. Try that again. Try that
Definitely
again.
adds to it. Show it faster.
Yeah, but does that?
Yeah.
That
cool.
that sounds great. Yeah, that feels good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing is overall. So we have like three different parts, three different aspects to the piece, right? There's the top line. There's the dum 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 dum, and then there's like the middle part here, right? So you can one thing actually, I learned this from Mr. Morris. Talking about like orchestrating. Actually, we talked about this with the English suite. I remember this very distinctly. So like thinking of like how would this be orchestrated if you were to do it, say for, I would say for something like this, maybe like a jazz big band or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, so right down here you'd have like the boom,
Mhm.
boom, with the double bass, right? And then maybe in the middle you'd have like some strings or something.
Yeah.
You know, and then up top you'd have like a flute,
Mhm.
you know, or a flugelhorn or something like that.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
think about that. I think particularly with the bass, just really thinking of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try. it.
So I forget the rest of the piece now. Oh yeah.
Yes, and also fermata. You have all day here.
Okay. Yeah.
You can wait as long as you want. I would say probably like wait a little bit longer on the repeat, you know, than on the sorry when you repeat it like
Yeah.
the second time, wait a little bit longer that time
Okay.
than you do the first time. But you have all day there.
Okay.
You can wait as long as you want.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, good. Why don't you try the second part here? Yeah. Sorry, sweet.
Okay. I'm gonna roll every chord.
Yeah.
That's from out again.
Yeah, same kind of thing there with the fermata. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you try the second ending for me? I just want to hear the ending. Oh, sorry. Try from like right here. You go to the second ending and all the way to the end. Yeah. Can you do this again? Here?
Oh.
This part? I didn't catch the E there.
Yeah. That's good. Probably because I didn't play it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Could the
Yeah.
E, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can I try that again? Try that. That's not watch. Yeah. Before were you not hitting in the right hand, or were you?
Yeah, I
having
just
trouble with
wasn't
the
playing
left
it.
hand?
I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's good. That's
Okay.
good. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So I think this is the melody line still here though. The C sharp to the D.
Okay.
So play the E, but don't make the E the loudest, most important part of that chord.
So this is the melody then?
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
Yeah, but then play the or the melody line could be the E, so long. So the point being here to make sure that it.
The melody comes out.
Yeah, well, that you decide what the melody is, and that you make the C sharp to the D one line and the E a separate line. Don't let it
Okay.
sound like E to D.
Yeah.
So have the E last the entire duration of the chord. Okay, good. So then what we want to talk about is the overall shape
Yeah.
of the piece, right? So if we do this nice crescendo here, what can we do? What can we do here?
Go back to
Let's-
first writing tempo.
Let's so we do the nice crescendo. Okay. Is this, would you say this part, harmonically speaking, like the chords, are they more intense and like more dissonant or less intense than the beginning? Do you know what I mean by that?
It just sound nice and friendly to me.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a more pronounced dissonance, because the reason for that being you're getting farther away from the native key of the piece.
Okay.
You have the C natural here instead of the C sharp. You have the B flat here. You know, so this is a pretty important chord.
Okay.
So I think overall, like this, you have these first 4 bars here, and that can kind of crescendo, grow up to here, and then die away a little bit. and then this should be a little bit more, I think, and then rest here again at the fermata.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you try that for me? So just play louder in general here.
Okay.
And then less here, less here. Yeah, good. And then what if you, this to me is a question mark. Right? Right?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
We probably should move on.
Should move on. Okay, sorry. But you get the idea. Yeah, adding the phrasing in, I think that's going to be great. Thinking of the three separate parts as separate entities.
Yeah.
We want independence between the different voices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Great job.
Razio, can you see if anybody else is out there? Because there might be other students from the other class.
Sorry about that.
Nobody else? Okay.
Nice to meet you. Nice job.
Good to meet you.
Okay. I'm actually not going to look at this. I'm just looking
Okay.
at it for reference.
Yeah, great. The beret.
Mm-hmm.
The right hand looks really great. Your thumb, the movement of the thumb is very excellent. Yeah, this one's great.
One of the challenges for me with this piece was getting the left hand really comfortable.
Yeah,
and obviously
yeah.
I'm still working with that.
Yeah. I liked the ornament at the end as well. That was very good, very clear. That's hard to get. A lot of times it's just the clarity of that.
Right.
Yeah. So right here, I've seen people play this a number of times, and I've always had really mixed feelings about this bar.
Okay.
I don't know. At least for me, when I've done it, it just seems really hard to play the bar. You handled it well, but an alternative you might think about is rather than the bar, do 3, and then 1 on the low F sharp and 2 on the high F sharp, and then 3 on the G. So 3 on the G down at the bass. Yep. And what that does, yeah, it's something to think about. So that's just a minor thing. But like I said, I think you handled the bar well. So why don't you play from the very beginning for me again? Yeah, and again, there's this bar here as well. As a general rule, I avoid bar chords like the plague that they are. They're really difficult. Bar chords are hard to play. I mean, because your finger has to go completely out of its natural playing position, out of its natural. I mean, who walks around with their finger, you know, like straight out like this or something? You know, it's just not natural. It's, you know, but if you think about it, you know, always we want to have the hands in a natural position. That's like this, curved. I mean, I'm completely relaxed right now. The fingers are curved. So the more you can avoid going out of the natural position, the better. So I just, and bar chords besides that are just killers on the left hand. Like there's the Choro #1 by Villalobos, if you know that piece.
Didn't you play that?
I played it.
Yeah. That's like filled with bar chords, and it's murder on the left hand. It's so rough. It's so rough. Yeah, so I don't know. I just think that if you can avoid it, don't play a bar chord.
Okay.
That's my personal thought. I mean, you did it well. You sounded fine, but just it might make life easier for you in the long run. As if just kind of your general philosophy of life is don't play bar chords.
No, that makes a lot of sense. There are other pieces I've had where the bar chords are just brutal to get through.
Right, yeah.
The only reason I get away with this is I don't have to I feel like I don't have to press as hard because there's less strings.
Right, there's only 2 strings, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, my motto isn't avoid bar chords, but maybe it should be. Suffice to say. Okay, you try from the beginning again.
Do you want me to try that fingering?
Go and try that if you want to take a look at it. What do you think? That's good. Yeah, so right there, then what I would do is 1 and 2. So, yeah. And again, here, I don't see a problem with the open E. It's just easier. You know, yeah. I think particularly in Bach, if it's, because Bach is hard to play.
Indeed.
Let's face it. Everything that the man ever wrote is difficult, to say the least. Okay, even like his easiest stuff is still difficult. Like that, yeah. So if we can make it easier, that's good. Without an adverse effect to the sound, you know. And I don't think that this is necessarily an adverse effect to the sound. Again, I think it's almost more lutey to have the open strings than the not open strings. You know, more lute-like, I should say. Yeah, that's just a food for thought. Sorry, start from the beginning again for me. I apologize.
It's all good.
Stopping you so much. Can you bring out when another kind of rule of thumb is highlight the moving lines. Okay. So right here, this da 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 dum 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 dum. You know.
Ah.
Yeah. So like really bring out the bass there. Yeah. Right. That's the idea. Yeah. Yeah. Can you try from right here? See right there, I think the bar chord's hard, isn't it? Is that hard to play? Maybe.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you did just buzz this a little bit. I mean, you're handling it well, like I say, but just something to think about.
Okay.
Good and try for me here again. Let's talk about this here. These ornaments. Yeah. Okay. Can I see just that bar, that whole bar? Da, 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 da. Yeah. Have you worked at all yet with like cross string trills?
Yes, actually, that's what I initially was working on with this piece.
Yeah.
I actually.
Did
I fractured my finger about a month ago, and that's when I had to start. I had to learn it the other way.
Yeah,
just so I could keep playing.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. But that's something, maybe when your finger heals, you might consider that again.
Mm-hmm.
I love cross string trills and Bach.
It actually sounds cleaner for this.
Right. It sounds cleaner, and it's just like they sound cool, Sorry. So yeah, I think what you can do maybe is just I think this needs to be a little bit quicker. Da 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 da.
Okay.
Rather than da 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 da, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
So can you try this again for me? Yeah, that was good. That was good. Another thing you might think about is this man. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I should ask before I go on this. So, maybe it may be a little difficult here, but in some cases, when you have to do a trill like that, what we can do is do 2 different fingers.
Yeah, I've been shown that too.
I think I learned that from Mr. Morris also, actually. But
I learned it from Jimi Hendrix.
what was that?
I said, I learned it from Jimi Hendrix.
From Jimi Hendrix. So just a little quicker on the ornament. Okay. And yeah. So yeah.
How do you get your pinky to stay in that well?
Sorry?
It's like it tucks like right here.
Sorry?
It's not pretty big.
We'll
No,
talk
you
after
noticed something
this.
about your right hand.
Oh, is it right hand?
No, your left hand.
Oh, left hand.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk after class if you have any questions.
Last measure again?
Sure. Why don't you actually start with the second half? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said,
Quicker.
the trill just a little quicker on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
I'm gonna try that again.
Good. Frankly, I'm amazed that you're doing all this without the A finger. Yeah, same thing here. A little quicker on the trill. Yeah.
My finger's a little weak yet for that.
Yeah,
I'll give it a
that's,
shot.
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so right there. You go ahead and try it again. Yeah, so right there, your third finger is a little far away from the fret, I think, for the F sharp. Yeah, and that might be partly due to So just something to think about. Yeah. When you practice, how do you work on it? Have you ever played the 2 lines separately?
Not in quite a while.
No, but you have done that though.
I may have done that early on. I actually can't recall. I tried
Okay.
a couple different things.
Yeah, so that's something that's always a great exercise because it's contrapuntal music, right? There are two very separate, very distinct voices going on during the duration of the piece. So we have to make sure that the listener hears both lines, right? So if we ourselves are not hearing and not comprehending both lines, then we can't project that to the person listening. Okay, so that's something. One thing that I like to do actually is while I'm practicing the piece, I'll pick one line and sing the line while I'm playing it.
Ah, okay.
So like the top line, da 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 da, and so on.
Okay.
And then do the same thing with the bottom line, da 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 da. You know.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
that's something that you can try in your own practice. And I did. How much time do we have?
Oh, maybe another 5 minutes.
5
or
minutes?
so.
Okay, great. So I just wanted to talk about this right here, because this seems to be a little bit of a difficulty for the left hand,
Mm-hmm.
right? This spot, because this is the hardest spot in the piece. I never actually finished learning this part. So go ahead and try this for me. Yeah, good. Try it very slowly. Try it very slowly. Again, here, try to avoid the bar, I think, because if you're moving from here, the one is on the C, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you try to go to a bar. That's just going to be a little bit more difficult. So what you might try instead of that is 1 on the F sharp and then 2 on the A. Yep. And then 4. Yeah, how's that?
I like that.
Can you try that?
Yeah. I'm gonna start at the beginning of the measure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can. Why don't you start right here at the pickup to this, and just that one spot.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like it. Yeah, that bar, I think that's the most frequent bar that gets botched. I always end up buzzing that.
Yeah, right. Because,
sharp.
like I said, this is the hardest bar to play. Yeah. I miss.
Well, he said botched and they're going botched.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay.
Oh, no, we off on it, absolutely.
Okay, good. So maybe that's you want me to write that in for you?
Yeah.
So just 2 and then 1 here and then 4 and 4. Okay. So that's something to consider. Again, I think that might make things a little easier. Can you try this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And another another great practice tool. So this is just break things down into the smallest components. Okay. So one chord change at a time. So just that. Once you have that down, then you do, and then, and then, whatever it is. Practice that, and practice it very slowly as well. Studying, how do I just trace the pattern very slowly, the path of the fingers. So fingers in this position. Yeah, does that make sense? So just, yep, that, and then, so just from the 4th beat to the first beat to the second beat, and so on, just throughout that entire section.
Okay.
The smaller and simpler you make the parts, the easier it is to deal with each thing if you deal with it individually. And then you start tying them together. You do 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats, 2 beats. Then you do 3 beats, and then let me kind of draw this in for you. So you do like the 3 beats, okay, and then you go back a beat and start from here and do 3 beats that way. Okay, so you're overlapping them.
Oh, okay.
So that's another thing when you're practicing sections. It always, especially if you're working on memorization and that kind of thing, always have an overlap between the different sections that you're practicing. So that this is another thing that I learned from Mr. Morris.
Yeah. This is. I remember this concept. This is even more.
Yeah,
micro,
and you can do it on a macro level with different sections and whatever, but you can do it on a micro level with just like individual beats. Yeah. But always overlap, because if you overlap, then you don't have holes in your learning. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Good, good. Do you have any questions at all, or any other spots that you're having trouble with, or? I think it sounds very good. It's a challenging
You,
piece.
you covered most of it. The only issue I have sometimes is this bar, but then again, that's easily solvable. I could. Oh, man,
And any spot, is particularly in this piece, because the rhythm is so clear cut and the beats are so clearly defined. This kind of practicing, where you're just doing 2 beats at a time, and then 3 beats at a time, and then 4 beats at a time, you can do that throughout the entire piece. Any spot that you're having trouble with. So like right here, this again is another very difficult spot in the piece. So you can do the same thing there, right? Just break it down into this beat to this beat, and then this one to this one, and so on.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way. I mean, I do that all the time with sections, with runs and whatever, that kind of a thing. Yeah, so that's great. It sounds very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job.
I just wanted to say, I laughed when you were talking about you were amazed that I'm playing it with only 3 fingers.
Yeah.
This was actually a discussion I had with him right after I fractured it, and I remember I don't know, he joked about me playing this with 3 fingers, and I laughed, but then I thought about it, it's like, well, there's only 2 lines, and so technically I can just play the melody with I and M.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
But I don't know. I use my A finger a lot actually for doing things. But
Well, no, it helps a lot when you're doing reaches.
right.
I mean, that puts a little more
Right, things
key,
like
but-
this, like from the 5th to the, or from or like what is it? Just like from the 6th to the 1st string.
Or like that here.
Right. Yeah, but great job. I think the big things are just going to be like I said, consider the bar chords and think if there's an alternative that might be a little easier, and breaking things down. Do that throughout the whole piece. And even if you want to just break down like one measure, do 2 measures together, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Great job.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Good meet. Do you have a score?
No, actually,
You don't. Okay. What are
What,
you?
you're playing what?
Etude in D.
Etude in D?
Oh, okay. Yeah. The.
I have it here.
Yeah. That's,
Let's see.
might be a little easier with the.
Yeah, you should always bring your score though, Razia.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, there's one note difference in this one. He
is that?
plays a D sharp here.
Here.
Somewhere. I think it's, no, it's there. The
Okay.
D sharp right there.
Oh.
Yeah. I think in the original it's D sharp and Sokovia changed it to a 2. It was changed it to a
Okay.
minor
Yeah.
2.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. well done, very clean. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, actually, the note change is interesting there. I don't think I've ever seen it with a D sharp before.
I think, are you playing it on the Royal
With the D
Conservatory book? Which version where did you get your music from?
It's the black book.
You're playing it out of the
It's
notebook?
this one.
I think in the Royal Conservatory of Music, though,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is a
it's-
D sharp, and I've
yeah.
seen it in the original facsimile, and it's
Okay.
a D. Yeah, the original.
I guess I've only ever looked at the Segovia.
says
and the-
I
the
actually have
styles.
heard it so much as D, it sounds weird to me as D sharp.
Yeah, it
but-
does sound
but
weird as D
I'm
sharp.
pretty sure that's what the original was.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Segovia like to change notes. Okay, great. So there's a couple of things that I'd like to talk about with this. So we have sort of two different parts of the piece, right? There's the melody line, and there's the accompaniment. Yeah, it's just like basically just an arpeggio, right? Or really just two notes. But well, it's important to distinguish between those different parts of the piece. Okay. So one thing that's gonna help with that is articulation. And so if you give the melody a very clear sort of defined style of articulation, and then you give the accompaniment a clear and defined style of articulation, that's going to clarify the two different parts. Can I show you what I'm talking about? So what I'm doing is these notes are ringing simultaneously, okay? And so it's going to require a slight change in fingering if you want to do something like that. And then it's very legato. Right? So what you were doing is just there was a little bit of a disconnect, like that, almost like that. I'm exaggerating it, but if we can make the melody line very clear and but very legato, very connected. And what that's going to do is it's going to help to make it all one line. To make it sound not just like you're playing an arpeggio.
Yeah.
So what we don't want for it to sound like is this. Just kind of sounds like an arpeggio second.
Right.
Right. But what we want is to, and I'm not saying that you're doing that. No. Well, sorry?
No, I'm not thinking that. I'm playing
Yeah.
that way.
No, but it's you. I'm exaggerating. I'm exaggerating a lot what you were doing. But I think you can head more in the direction of having just very clearly defining the melody and then the accompaniment.
Would you just keep that for like the whole time?
How do you mean?
Distinguishing like the two?
Yeah, definitely distinguish because they're two different parts. It's again, it's like in an orchestra. You would have, say, the first violin. So you've got like a string orchestra or something. You have the first violins playing this, and then you've got like the second violin, viola, cello, or whatever, doing the bottom part here and highlighting the harmonic changes. But you have the first violins the whole time playing the melody line.
Yeah.
So think about that in your playing. Can you try again? I think the biggest thing that's going to help that is playing smooth and connected the top line.
Okay.
Yep. So did you hear the F sharp was da da? Do you hear that?
I think so.
Yeah. Can you try it again?
Sure.
Try it again. Did you hear just a very slight stop to the note before you hit the E? There's a very slight space. Try this for me. Just play the melody line by itself. So think about the notes bleeding, one bleeding into the next. Do you know what I mean by that?
I think so.
Try it. Yeah, but right there it was da da.
Right.
Think about this as even as a vocal melody. You know, a singer wouldn't go la 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 la. You know, da 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 da. Right, it's all connected, very smooth. Can you try and do that on the guitar? And again, it's using your ear as a guide. So do you sing at all? Would you feel comfortable trying to sing just like the first couple bars of this melody?
Okay.
Can you try that for me? Right, it's continuous, right? The air isn't stopping. The air keeps going. Your vocal cords continue to vibrate, right? So try and do that on the guitar. Make it sound like that. Okay, good. That's the idea. Yeah. But then try to give it direction as well. So we're talking about the phrase. So we're gonna try this for me. So build up to here and then come away from it. Yeah, good, like that. Does that make sense with the phrasing? So that's an important aspect. So it's making it legato, yes, but it's also creating it to be a whole line, okay, and connecting one end to the other.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you try it again with all the notes this time? That was pretty good. Try that first phrase for me again. So it's from here up to the E, right? Okay. Try this for me now. Try and start very softly, build all the way up to here. Sorry, build all the way up to here, and then back off in like the last two notes.
Okay.
Yeah, good. That's it. And again, here with the fingering, I would say maybe in this case, I would actually say try doing a bar chord perhaps, and do 4 and 3, and have this on the 5th string. So the D on the 5th string. So that you can have the D and the F sharp ringing at the same time.
You like this?
Yeah. Yeah, like that, yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So that what that does is then you have again with this with the other line with the accompaniment, having it.
You like keep it.
Yeah, so it sounds the same. So you're not changing the articulation of it. So it sounds like there's a chord accompanying it, not just two notes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Why don't you try again from here? Build again all the way to here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. And so then another thing that we can do with this is have sort of elasticity to the tempo. Okay, not just having it be very metronomic, but rubato. So speeding up and slowing down. So you can kind of go a little faster into the parts that you want to highlight, or the parts that you want to be a little more intense. Play a little faster there, and then slow down when you back off. So can I show you? So like this. So. That just let your ear be the guide. Try some different things. What I like to do is try way too much, and see what that sounds like, and then back off from there.
Yeah.
Okay. I think my preference, if I'm hearing somebody play, is to hear somebody who does too much of something and is interesting, rather than somebody who is playing it safe and doesn't really do anything too drastic, and it's just kind of that was nice, but not really interesting, not grabbing my attention. Yeah. Can you try that for me and try and do just like a ridiculous amount of speed, sort of speeding up here and a huge, just like a huge crescendo, as big as you can muster. Okay. Also start softer. If you, so if you, one thing that's good on the guitar is you pretty much always can go quieter on the guitar because it's such a quiet instrument, where you can't always go louder. So what you can do is make your softer to make the loud seem louder than it actually is, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and try that. Getting louder. Speed up. Yeah, that's good. That's good. How does that sound? How does that feel?
I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it feels like it's breathing.
Yeah. Breathe with music. Yeah. It's music is a very organic thing. It's not mechanical. I mean, it has that part of it, with the physicality of it is a mechanical action, but music itself, what we hear is very organic, and it should move and breathe and be alive. Yeah. Can you try that again for me? Continue on this time, and think about that. Do even more than you just did. I think you can do even more. More. Faster. Good. Keep going. Press right here. This is loud. This release. So relax after this point. So we have the secondary dominant chord, right? It's tonicizing the 2. Right. So anytime, particularly in this period of music, like the early 19th century stuff, highlight the things that aren't in the key signature, basically. So if you see accidentals, that means there's something significant about that chord. Either it's going somewhere else, or it's just intensifying a particular progression. Yeah. Okay. So highlight that. If you see this accidental coming up, you're up here and you see this accidental coming, that means go there, and probably you're going to end up backing off away from it, right? So it's a similar kind of thing, actually. So we have here we build in crescendo in the third bar. Right, this is accidental, leading to the tonicizing 5, the A major chord, right? And then here in the second bar of this phrase, we have this D sharp that's leading to tonicize the 2 chord, the E minor chord. Okay, so building towards these things and then backing off away from them, coming away from them. Yeah. Can you try that for me? Just those first 2 phrases, and think about building towards the accidentals.
Okay.
Both dynamically and with the tempo. More. Yeah, more faster. Okay, well, not quite so fast. But that's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea. So again, also making that a little more organic and a little gentler, right? So not just like very sudden, not like a subito faster or subito forte or anything like that, but having it be organic and sort of elastic feeling. Yeah. You try that again for me. I think we're getting somewhere with this. This is good. Good. Yeah, and then you rest here and breathe, and then you go on. Okay. So this is unstable, right? This, like if you were to just if you were to just play. You know, like it's going somewhere, right? But if you played it here. And I can stop there and you don't mind, right? So that's very stable. So build towards the instability and highlight the instability, and then rest when the harmonic motion rests. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
So
we're
You
good.
probably.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, phrasing.
Can I ask you one thing though? And I don't know if you've heard this before, but
Uh-huh.
I usually have students stop the bass note because it's the way it's written. It's actually written.
Oh really? Yeah, well it's written that way.
And so if you, like you were saying, play the melody totally legato,
Mm-hmm.
and you actually honor that rest
Right,
in the
there's
bass note,
the
you
rhythm,
actually you hear the 2 voices really clearly.
Right, yeah. It's like I said, I think it's kind of an interpretation.
Yeah, I've never heard too many people do that, but I've had
Okay.
students do that. I don't know if I mentioned. I mean, I know you're not studying with me now, but I think I mentioned that to you before, that you could stop the bass note, and then as it's written, boom, 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 boom. It's actually written that way. And then if you play the melody legato, you very clearly hear the 2 voices.
Yeah. So either way, but I think the main point is to do something that distinguishes the 2 different aspects of the piece. Yeah, great job, excellent.